So it'll be a 1-and-1 situation for Mr. T.J. Bickerstaff. Gate City 33, Sandy Creek 29. It's been a good game back and forth. A couple different runs by each team. His free throw and the putback. Once again, I hate to keep saying it, but the height of Sandy Creek is causing a lot of problems for Gate City as they're able to just jump over them and get that putback in. It's a two-point game. McClung bringing the ball up the court. Being hounded by Sandy Creek's defense. Got him the offensive rebound. It's a big three on the way. Misses the three, but they keep battling for the board. Get the rebound back. Trying to fight through the double team right here. There should be somebody open. McClung just steps and fires and knocks that down. Big shot. 5-point game. But I'll tell you what now, after you make a shot, if you're Gate City, you better be back because that ball is on its way down. Rebounding the big story. It's actually what's keeping Sandy Creek in this game right now is rebounding. As they turn it over, and Gate City will come down to set their offense up as McClung will bring the ball down the court. See the coaches calling out what they want their players to do. Quick three on the way, missed shot. Mr. Evan Lester with the rebound, and here comes K.J. Wilkins on the push. Jared Godfrey in the corner, but can't make the three. But once again, another offensive rebound. And a nice pass, almost like an alley-oop pass over to Evan Lester for the put-in. Cut the lead to 3, 36-33. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first half. K.J. Wilkins is coming up to provide some pressure. McClung easily gets by it. Looking for a pass, kicks it out, three on the way. Big three by Irving for Gate City. They always seem to have an answer with the three ball right now. Or McClung on a layup to put it back to the layup. Oh, quick three fired up. Once again, another offensive rebound. I'll be really anxious to see the stats in this after the first half with the offensive rebounds because there was just 2 right there on that possession. What you've got is you've got Gate City controlling the tempo, but you've got Sandy Creek controlling the offensive rebounds, and that's a big difference. 39-35, Gate City leads, minute and 45 seconds to go in this second half. Gets by, lays it in, nice layup, nice play to give them back to a 6-point lead. Thought there might be a call there. There was definitely some contact, but the officials let them play. Something that you want to look for is on these close games as you come down to the second half. And we've said it before, what's going to be a foul in the first quarter versus what's going to be a foul in the fourth quarter. The officials definitely, they don't want to decide these games. Looks like we're going to have some substitutions coming in here in just a minute, but as of right now, we're going back to the free throw line. That's been big for Gate City this whole second quarter. They've been on the free throw line a lot. Dylan Grindstaff, senior forward, puts his first one up, and it drops in after a front rim touch. Here comes some substitutions for Sandy Creek. 0, Cameron Miller, and number 4, Eric Williams are coming into the game. Both of those guys are juniors. Second one is up and in. And Grindstaff makes his 2 and it comes out of the game and is substituted in by Drew Vermillion. Sandy Creek coming out, a minute and a half to go in this second half. Their philosophy has been 3-point shots and offensive rebounding and some cutting and driving to the basket. Having some problems getting some of those shots to go. Gate City's playing solid defense. Pushing the ball up the court right now as Bradley Dean brings it up. Hands it off to McClung, who's going to stop and pop for a shot right here. Bingo. Kid can play. Pushed it up to a 10-point game with a minute to go. Almost had a turnover there. Cameron Miller pushing, dishes off to K.J. Wilkins, who fires for the 3. And once again, an offensive, and a nice block, Gate City pushing the tempo a little bit. It looks like he's going to try for the alley-oop pass. Broken up by Sandy Creek. 43.3 seconds to go. Let's see if Gate City hangs on or if Sandy Creek makes a run right here to try to cut it to under double digits by halftime. Almost got a steal. Oh, end up with the steal. 35 seconds to go. Let's see what Sandy Creek can get back on defense. Gate City kicks it back out. Clung for the three. That would have been big had he made that one. That would have pushed it to a 13-point game. This Gate City bunch is a scrappy bunch. Offensive rebound put back for Eric Williams cuts it to a 8-point game. As I imagine Gate City right here is going to leave the ball in McClung's hands, and he's going to play for the last shot. 7 seconds to go. Let's see what he can do. Drives to the middle. Nice little dish off. Just as a half, he misses the shot. It's going to 8-point game. Very exciting game we've got going on here. 45-7. I'm Marcus Puckett with BTES Power 7. Thank you guys for joining in. We got the second half coming.
At BTES, we are your neighbors. We shop where you shop.
We go to church where you go to church. We play.
To the Nissan table to see the Nissan representative to find out how you have a chance to win a 2017 Nissan Titan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the floor the performance team from Studio One Dance Studio in Kingsport, Tennessee, under the direction of Alexa Edwards and Melito Warner.
Hey, Mr. DJ, play something we can dance to.
Okay, roll the drums.
Girls get down on the floor. Tell me how low will a bad girl go? She probably pick it up, drop it down real slow. Even we could dance, but you gotta keep it up a little something like this, like this.
Elbows up, side to side.
Like this, like this.
Elbows up, side to side.
Like this, like this.
Elbows up, side to side.
Like this, like this, like this.
Now break it down.
Don't stop the beat. Can't control my feet. People in the street. Come on, everybody, and move your feet. Don't stop the beat. I can't stop the beat. I won't stop the beat to go.
Break it down for me. I can't stop the nothing I can see but you when you dance. Feel good creeping up on you, so just dance. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance. Ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. Everybody say. Break it down. Got this feeling in my body. Can't stop the feeling. Got this feeling in my body. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it from Studio One Dance Studio in Kingsport.
Please don't think nobody notices. I've been up for way too many days. Y'all sleep enough for me anyway. Y'all don't be doing it anyway.
Here are your leading scores from the first half of this afternoon's game. For Gate City with 22 points, Mac McClung. For Gate City with 13 points, number 20, Zach Irvin. And with 5 points for Gate City, Number 10, Hunter Collier. Your leading scorers for the Sandy Creek Patriots with 17 points. Number 1, Evan Lester with 9 points. Number 5, Jared Godfrey. And with 3 points, number 30, Chris Porter.
We might just get hit with the
Me Millie. Cause we in the field with them bird like we play for the Eagles. I'm on probation, so let me not talk what's illegal. Switch it up. Today I woke up with my drinker, she rich as a beetle. For my teachers that said I won't make it here, I spend a day what you make a year. I had to drop this to make it clear that I got it lot like Jamaican here. All these poppin', wild violence, why we even gotta take it here? Why we even gotta play these games? Run up on me, catch a face, you there. The chasers, what you thought? I come through my blood like Enrico. Poppin' no willy, no squilly, can talk to the cop, that's illegal. I was like, boy, rich border, no double crossing on my peoples. I take an M to the table and split it with my equal. I'm back on that hood. Yeah, that what you would. I'm talking that cross you, that fed you for quarter like Jordan. We back on that board. We came up from nothing. We started on lists most wanted, but now it's the Forbes list. We really was doing. I can hear echoes from feds on this beat from informants. I think they recorded. Listen, you hear that?
We might just get hit with the Rico. We might just get hit with the Rico.
Bristol, Tennessee Essential Services provides cable television, high-speed internet, and telephone service through a state-of-the-art fiber optic system, in addition to efficient, reliable electricity. Call BTES for more information or visit them on the web at btes.net. Pepsi is pleased to join the team of sponsors for the Arby's Classic. The Pepsi Beverage Company is the producer of Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Sierra Mist, Dr. Pepper, Aquafina, Gatorade, and more. Stop by the concession stand and have a Pepsi day.
Cut it, cut it.
This is my blues, and 'cause I'm back down on my own again. This is the blues I'm playing. Yes, it's a fine old thing when the night is cold and low.
This is a dollar bill piece.
Was it the money that made me a savage? Popping them perks and I made it a habit. Towing them pictures and serving them addicts. That was exciting to me. I'm so excited to be. Started with nothing, we had to inspire the beat. They fly to me. I'm getting to it. Feel like the man. I got the plan. I got the shooters, they out with the van. Play with the squad, get pop like a sand. Pop like a perk. I'm going ham. I'm going crazy on niggas. Too wavy for niggas. Do magic like I look a sand. I'm in the kitchen, compressing the bird. Take out the 9 and I sell it for 30. The straight to the jeweler. I'm busting the rollie. The light of the city like me GR3. I got the plug, he's sending my team. Don't know these niggas know me. Even though niggas, they call me OG. Young nigga, but I put it down. We was on it when it wasn't around. All of a sudden, niggas wanna come around. Stay over there, my J. Do me one favor. Take a few steps back.
I'm back down on my own again.
And look at yourself. Matter of fact, take yourself outside your body and then look at yourself. And see how you playing yourself.
This is the blues I'm playing.
Congratulations. It's the motherfucking chase.
Yes, it's a fine
you feel
old
me?
thing when the
We
night
on
is
it.
cold and low.
Yeah, you the plug. Try to be real with some niggas and put on my money and show some love. You did me a favor, I knew you was shicey, I knew you would show you was. It's only a matter of time for niggas get lined and hit with them slugs. Get found in
All right, as we come back, we've got Gate City leading the game 45, Sandy Creek 37. We've got a couple highlights that are coming up here we're going to show you at the 34th Arby's Classic. Gate City right here was getting the press, and you had the McClung right here who's just absolutely took over the game. He's had 22 points with a real pretty stop and pop jump shot right there. You don't see that as much anymore. And then on this end right here, once again, Gate City's always fighting. They seem to always be fighting the double team, but they've been so disciplined and got their way through it, and McClung has just hit some big shots. And then, of course, what you're seeing with Sandy Creek is the offensive rebounds and the cutting to the glass. They had 17 offensive rebounds. And that on this replay right here, you see the 3 ball go fired up and knocked down by Chris Porter for Sandy Creek. BTES Power 7 bringing you the 34th Arby's Classic. As we get ready to start the second half, Gate City 45, Sandy Creek 37. We'll see how these philosophies may change and what strategies each coach come up with at halftime and what adjustments they're going to make. Rebounding has been the story. As I said before, Sandy Creek had 17 offensive rebounds, 31 total to 18 rebounds for Gate City, 6 offensive. 3-point difference has been pretty big as Sandy Creek has struggled from the 3-point line. They're 3 of 16, and they've struggled from the free throw line, going 4 for 10, whereas Gate City has went 10 for 13. So that's a big difference in the game. But as you see right there, Sandy Creek comes out with a nice easy layup. We had a couple roster things that we changed up just a little bit from what was in the program. As I called before, number 22, I've been calling Dylan Grindstaff, and that is actually Noah Kimbler. So I want to make sure we get those corrections back. Irving with the ball as he drives in. Nice little layup up and over and drops it down. Puts it back up to a 7-point game, 9-point game. Sandy Creek doesn't hesitate at all to push the ball forward. When they got up there, they seemed to have a little bit of a problem with the slowdown game. A little fadeaway, a la Dwayne Wade right there from Xavier Brewer from Sandy Creek. Gate City methodically bringing the ball back up the court. Irving on the point, looking to penetrate. Penetrates again, gets the foul. Looks like he's going to go to the free throw line for 2. Irving had a nice little half. He had 13 points. McClung had 22 for Gate City. They were the 2 leading scorers, and Sandy Creek's leading scorers was number 1, Evan Jester with 17 points, and Jared Godfrey with 9. Let's see if Sandy Creek is able to hit those 3-point shots in the second half. Offensive rebounds have been big for them. That's actually how they stayed in the game, with offensive rebounding. It's an 8-point game as Sandy Creek comes down. A little wild pass right there. I think he got caught up in the air right there as McClung takes the pass. Killer crossover right there, but he just couldn't finish the jump shot. And here comes TJ Bickerstaff pushing the ball up the court. Nice little pass. Couldn't quite finish, but again, there's the offensive rebounds. I'm going to be real excited to see the amount of offensive rebounds that Sandy Creek, this team out of Tyrone, Georgia, is accumulating. But if you can't finish and you're not knocking down the threes, it doesn't seem to bother Gate City right now as they continue to hold an 8-point lead. As Xavier Brewer fires up the first shot. He was shooting for 2, so he'll have one more right here. Let's see if he can knock that down. Free throws was a big difference in that game in the first half, as Gate City went 10 for 13 in the first half, and Sandy Creek went 4 for 10. Knocks the second one down, so it's a 7-point game as Gate City brings the ball down the court. There's pressure at every time when McClung touches the ball. They are following him. It's almost like a boxing one. It's just something I haven't seen in a while. Everywhere he goes, he's got people, and it doesn't bother him. He thought he got fouled there. He gave the official kind of a look right there, but the official didn't see it that way as he throws the ball out of bounds. Here comes Sandy Creek trying to cut it back down to a 5 or 4-point game. Nice little pass inside, but he couldn't quite handle it. Turnover, turn back over. A lot of action going on right there. As it turned out, Gate City ended up with the ball in a little fast break, 2-on-1. Tried to lay it in over the guy, and he just had to put it up too high. But they got the follow through back on the putback, so it's a 9-point game. Sandy Creek wastes absolutely no time getting the ball back down the court. They just can't seem to get those layups to fall down. A little break in the action as they decide to set up their out-of-bounds offense. Number 5, Jared Godfrey's going to throw it in. Let's see what they come up with here. We used to set these plays back in school, and they just never worked the way we thought they would. But it's always nice when you can step back and just throw it in, and T.J. Bickerstaff knocks down a 3. Here comes Gate City's methodical approach. Inside, just couldn't get it to fall. Offensive rebound for Gate City. You hadn't seen a whole lot of that, but they just couldn't quite get it to fall. And once again, here comes Jared Godfrey pushing the action, throws it over to Evan Lester, who drives in, lays it in. And those are the things that you're going to see that could cause Gate City some problems as this game goes on, as they cut it to a 4-point game. 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go, 51-47 Gate City. Max McClung with the ball in his hands, and I think you're going to see that a lot throughout the second half as he lit it up for the first half for 22 points. He's definitely their go-to guy, and we're going to see who can step up with him. Another offensive rebound there for Gate City. Put back wouldn't follow. Looks like he's going to go to the free throw line. A little break in the action right here. BTES Power 7 bringing you the 34th Arby's Classic. Game 14 of 15, Sandy Creek and Gate City. Sandy Creek out of Tyrone, Georgia. Gate City out of Gate City, Virginia. The action is back, and we got another foul right here. Probably going to go to the line to shoot 2 for this one. Or did he call it jump ball? Let's see what we've got. Jump ball, so Gate City retains possession. Big three by Urban. Zach Urban might be the guy that steps up. He had 13 points in the first half of this game. He is definitely, him and McClung are compliments to each other. Nice pass inside, though. Looks like we got an and-one situation as Evan Lester gets a super feed, man. Nice assist, lays it in, gets fouled, has a chance to cut it to a 4-point game. Gate City's holding the course. They're trying to just get through the offensive rebound landslide and just keep making shots. Sandy Creek's trying to battle back in. Looks like we could have a very interesting 4 minutes to go in this quarter. Keep it close, and we'll see what the fourth quarter brings. Also providing pressure, Sandy Creek. They like to pressure that ball, try to cause a lot of turnovers. I think that the discipline of Gate City has allowed them to take Sandy Creek out of the game because they've not been able to cause as many turnovers as I think they'd like to try to cause right now. Klung's going to come up short on that one. Might have rushed his shot just a little bit, but here comes Xavier Brewer. Anybody that rebounds the ball for Sandy Creek seems to be able to push it. It doesn't matter. They don't have to throw it out to a point guard, or they don't have to throw it out to somebody. If they rebound the ball, they take off. And that was another nice, I call it an old school stop and pop, man. Just dribble down, stop, jump up over everybody and shoot and make it. You just about can't stop it, especially when you're 6'7" tall. Another turnover right here. It looks like we've got, here they come again, man. They are pushing the ball. Jared Godfrey with the ball in his hands. Another offensive rebound. I told you before, that's going to be the big difference in this game. And that's exactly how Sandy Creek has fought their way back into it to tie this game up 54-54 with 3 minutes and 8 seconds left to go. Got a little timeout going on. I think Gate City needs to step back and just re-strategize just a little bit and see if they can come up with some way. If I'm their coach, I'm preaching box out, box out, box out, because they're getting killed on the offensive glass. So we'll come back out and see. That's another big run by Sandy Creek. This team out of Tyrone, Georgia. Very athletic, very tall. Gate City, very disciplined. They very well maintain and seeing passing and lanes and cuts and stuff of that nature. So hopefully the rest of this game will continue to be just as good as the first half and the first part of this quarter. Gate City will be taking the ball out. We've got the length of the floor to go, and that gives Sandy Creek time to set a press up. But Gate City sneaks through that press pretty easy. Max McClung, he just got handles. That's all I can say. That boy can dribble the ball. Draws the foul, is going to go to the line. Kind of breaks the momentum just a little bit that Sandy Creek was building up. Gate City needs to make sure they knock these 2 free throws down and get a little of that momentum back. got a little official talking amongst themselves for just a second. Now we're going to go to the line and see if McClung can knock these down. He's played the whole game. That gave him a little bit of a chance to catch his breath there, I think, too. You know, you get down into the later part of these games, free throws are huge. Catching your breath, taking your time, maybe take a little extra second there at the free throw line to gather yourself. It's hard to go from run to stop and then be able to just, you know, to put your free throws in. Both of them rim in and out. Stays a tied game, 54-54. And you got to, oh my goodness, what an absolute beautiful play as Eric Williams took the alley-oop and said, watch this, guys. I'm going above the rim on this play. Gate City didn't seem to affect them, though. They wasn't in all of that. They got right back, drove the lane. Looks like we're going to go back to the free throw line. This is an absolutely beautiful pass. Number 4, man, he just rose up above. Eric Williams rose up and just threw that down. Beautiful play, beautiful play. Let's see, sometimes those dunks in high school can really change the momentum of a game. It gets teams and crowds fired up. Let's see what happens here. I think some of Gate City's legs are getting to them a little bit. They've been pressed pretty much this whole game. They've really fought with pressure, defensive pressure. Even when it's not been a press, there's been a lot of pressure. And I think it's catching up to them just a little bit. They only played 7 players there in that first half, and that means they might not have the deepest bench to go with. And what you're seeing is Sandy Creek taking over the inside completely. And some of the shots that they were missing in that first half, they're starting to make in the second half. Some of those putbacks. And then, of course, they hit a 3 there, too. They clawed back. They took a 2-point lead. Still pressing. Gate City pulls it back out. Zach Irvin with the ball right now at the top of the key. Collier with it. And of course, they find their main man, McClung. This guy likes to drive. Sometimes there he got himself caught up with no place to go right there. Just didn't have nothing to do, but that's another turnover. I said it before, if they get these turnovers like that, it's going to be a big difference. Nice block, nice block. Got McClung down here, a little 2-on-1 situation. Nice little pass. Couldn't finish. Can't get down on yourself, though. You got to get back and play defense. Had the acrobatic lay in there that just wouldn't quite fall. The Gate City player thought it was a walk. Nowadays, you just can't tell what's a walk or a carry. But what we do know is that Sandy Creek's going to take the ball out, and let's see what kind of play they put together. Last time they did that, Evan Lester just did a step-back 3, and I'm sorry, T.J. Bickerstaff did a step-back 3, and that was kind of the thing that kind of got them going again. They've clawed back. Long distance 3 goes in and out. Rebound by Gate City, and they are now, got a foul. Quick foul. Quick call, quick foul. That should give Gate City a chance maybe to breathe just a little bit, catch their breath, get their composure back, and see if they can fight through this Sandy Creek press. BTES Power 7 station bringing you this Arby's Classic. Great camera work as you see the coach from Sandy Creek, Anthony McKissick, trying to put his touch into the referees who come for the fourth quarter. They're always battling to see if they can get that call come late in the game. So they're always working the officials throughout the course of the game. A little behind the back play, but it just didn't quite fool the Sandy Creek guy, and he fouls him there. And so what we're going to see here is another little break in the action. All these breaks in the action are going to be really good for Gate City because that's going to give them a chance to keep their breath. I was looking through our stat sheet from halftime, and Gate City played 7 players. Sandy Creek played 10. That's big. That gives them a huge way to rest and throughout the course of the game. And then basically what's going to happen in the fourth quarter, they can come back with their five best players out on the court. Sandy Creek can, and they'll be a little bit more rested than what you'll find with Gate City. I keep going back to this rebounding situation, but that is exactly what has kept Sandy Creek in the game and now pushed them ahead. And so we've got a lot going on at BTES Power 7. If you would like information about our shows or if you have a question or comment for us, go online.